Hey y'all, Bill Quirk with the Defensive Training Group and ShootGTR out here today to do another quick video. And this one's going to talk about how we practice, how we train. So I see a lot of people that come out here and when I ask them, hey, how you doing? What's going on? They're saying, oh, I'm not here to practice, I'm not here to train today. And the question comes up, is that really the case? So there's more to practice than coming out and just shooting rounds. We have to be specific and purposeful and deliberate in what we're doing. So the first thing to think about is, you've probably heard the expression that practice makes perfect. And that's a lie, unfortunately. Practice makes permanent. When we come out and do repetitions, whatever they are, we are building a proper habit on the end. So if we come out and do bad repetitions, we're going to get a bad habit at the end. If we come out and do mixed matched and not consistent repetitions, then we're not going to get anything at the end because we're not doing anything consistent to build a habit. We have to come out and practice as consistently, as perfectly, none of us are perfect, so I like the word proper better, but as properly as possible in order to get that proper habit at the end. So I see people come out here and they go to shoot and they don't really have a plan. They're not really sure what they're doing. They don't know what they don't know. That's a good reason to go and take proper instruction, come out here, do a class, do some lessons, get with either me or one of my instructors, and figure out the right way to do things so that when you go to practice, you will practice the correct repetition to get that proper habit. The other thing to think about is typically people come out and they've got, say, a box of 50 rounds, and they're going to practice, they're going to shoot. But they don't really have a plan. They don't really have any kind of way of guiding what they're doing. And as a result, there's no way to really tell at the end, did I do something successful? Am I actually seeing progress? Because I'm not really measuring anything, so how do I know at the end if I'm actually making gains? So it's analogous to going to the gym and you walk in on Monday and you pick a barbell up and you do a couple of curls. Come in on Tuesday and you pick a barbell up and you do a couple of shoulder presses. And at the end of the week, you're like, I'm just not seeing any gains. I'm not seeing progress. Well, you're not doing anything. You have no consistency in what you're trying to accomplish. Similarly, with shooting, we need to have a plan. So that's what we're going to talk about now, is have a plan when you come out to shoot. And this is also good because having a structured plan can limit the amount of rounds you fire. And as ammunition continues to be somewhat more expensive than it has been in the past, having a structured practice session with a limited number of rounds might save you some money as well as some time. So come out with, say, your 50 round box and think about, how do I want to use these to my best advantage in a consistent way that I can measure over time to see if I'm making progress or if I'm regressing or whatever the case may be. So your first 10 rounds might be standing at the line, presenting the gun, one shot. One shot. And you're going for max accuracy, max repetitions of your fundamentals. That's all we're practicing. No speed, nothing complex. We are practicing those core fundamentals of stance, sights, grip, and trigger press. Our next 20 rounds might be working on some specific skill. So if you're on one of the bays out here that allows holster work, maybe drawing the weapon and firing one shot, or drawing the weapon and firing two shots. Something very specific that we're going to work through that's foundational to our defensive skill set. Our next 20 rounds, or next 10 rounds, say, might be a skill that we don't normally like to do. Maybe shooting with our support hand, maybe doing reloads or something a little bit different that maybe we don't do on a regular basis. We have to force ourselves to actually practice properly if we want to be able to access that skill on demand if we ever need it. And then our last 10 rounds, we get back to that slow fire fundamentals. So we start slow fire fundamentals, end slow fire fundamentals, and in the middle we have specific skill sets that we're going to practice. And this could work with 50 rounds, 100 rounds, whatever you want to do. A lot of times I see in my own practice, if I'm not careful, I'll get to a point of diminishing returns where I get tired or I get frustrated and you start wasting ammunition. And that's not something that we want to do. It's counterproductive and you can't really afford it either because ammunition is expensive. So when you come out, make sure that you've got the requisite skills that you can then practice properly and have a plan as far as what you're going to do. Don't come out and just, as I like to say, turn live cartridges into empty brass. That's kind of a waste of your time, and it could be counterproductive. You could be reinforcing or building bad habits. So come out with a plan, think about what you're going to do. If you have any questions, get with me or one of my instructors, ask, and we will help you come up with a quick plan that you can then implement. So as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Give us a like, give us a share, and all stay safe.